Hey guys, hope you are doing great. In this video, I'm just gonna show you that how we can make $50,000 plus just by sending Instagram DMs. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna talk about 3 important steps within this video, and the first one is the most important one, which is attention. Getting eyeballs into your business is the most important thing when things comes into business, because in this day and age you need to understand something before we get into rest about business. Attention is everything, right? In today's world, whatever you are doing, it doesn't matter your business, your job, you have to get eyeballs into your business. Any business that you are seeing in a daily basis getting advantage of this attention economy, which is why I'm shooting this video too, right? Every business that you can name is getting advantage of it. Let's say dropshipping, e-commerce, we'll say e-commerce in general, right? There are 1,000 sections within e-commerce. Let's say SaaS, and they all have attention and one way or another, right? Whether it's organic content, whether it's ads, whether it's word of mouth. And word of mouth is not so useful in nowadays if we compare within the last years, right? Ads are much more profitable. Also organic content, if you are know what you're gonna do with your organic content, they all have attention one way or another, whether it's organic content, whether it's paid ads. So if you don't have attention on you and your business, you're not gonna print cash, right? More leads means more money, so you have to get eyeballs into your business. This is the first one and the most important. The reason why most businesses are dying in nowadays because of their lack of leads and their lack of cash, because as we talked, more leads equals more money, right? So you have to have an offer. We need to have a killer offer, and we call this no-brainer offer, right? What exactly means is something so good so people feel so stupid to say no, right? So, and this all starts by understanding your audience and giving them a value. Understand your ideal client, and this is the first step of creating a no-brainer offer. Actually, we'll handle that for you, but this is just subject of this video, right? So their doubt, their desires, their pains, you have to understand them deeply, and actually that's the only way for giving them a fear about missing something within your offer, which we call FOMO, right? We are using that in our clients' offers in a very efficient way. So understanding your ideal client deeply is what helps us to make this process easy, right? So you can easily sell something if you are knowing what they're struggling about, what they don't want to deal. You can easily sell something to them if you are knowing their pains and desires and their dream outcomes, right? What are the things that keeping them back? And you're gonna understand these kind of questions in a very deep way. So you can also train your closers with only understanding your ideal client. So it is affecting every point of your business. Every part of business will be affected by understanding your ideal client. So, and you only gonna give what they want, because I'm gonna give example about it. Let's say you are selling Champions League balls, right? Can you sell that ball to an NFL player? It is impossible, right? It is almost impossible, if not that NFL player is fan of football. Resonate them deeply, right? That's exactly what we did within our offers. Best way to do this, actually, we have 3 ways to do this. Number one is taking calls, sales calls or just normal calls, right? I really like analyzing sales calls. I'm actually asking to coach them working about giving me to their recorded sales calls within the past time, right? So it's the best way because you can separate to ones who are really buyers and who are not qualified leads and everyday audience. But the actual buyers will be the ones who are gonna pay high ticket prices for our offers, right? So all you really need to know is the buyers in your audience, because if you know what buyers want, you can just target your buyers with retargeting ads and that kind of marketing strategies. Another way is doing research. Doing manual research about your ideal client, about your prospect. You can go on Reddit, TikTok, and Instagram. For example, you targeting fitness coaches to know much more about your niche. Just type fitness coaches, hashtag abs, hashtag this, hashtag that. Alright, so you can do that manually. It is a bit old way, but it is still working in nowadays. So if you are trying to target people like testosterone, you maybe go on those platforms and search testosterone. Start seeing what people are saying about their testosterone levels, and that is the only way for you to see what is not working, what is working within your niche, and you'll have an idea about how you can funnel them down into your high-ticket program. And one of the best ways are telling them your experiences. Let's say you are experienced dropshipping before and you went through this experience, so people are gonna follow what products you dropshipped and what products you have succeeded with, right? So they're gonna follow you and your experience with the content that you are shooting. So that's why content is much more important than anything, right? And those are the 3 ways to know your audience, right? So on top of this, just doing your research on your competitors is also one of the important things within your business. Competitors are other people in your niche who are competing with you, or competitors are other people in your niche who cannot compete with you if you are competitiveness, right? You gotta look after those competitors' backends, like what kind of funnels are they using, what kind of systems, what kind of backend systems are they using. Also, Meta Ads library is one of the good ways to make it happen, and put your fake email into their funnel and see what kind of emails are written by the copywriters, and go through their funnels and etc, right? So those are like 4 means to do a market research, just what they actually want to achieve and how likely they think it is happen, how long it's gonna take, and stuff like that. Alright, so those are the 4 ways to do market research. Alright, so then we go into offer. So essentially you want to have dream outcome here, which is just they actually want to achieve, how likely they think it is to happen, how long it's going to take to achieve their goals, achieve their dream outcome. And so in this case, the audience is people who want to improve themselves and become the best version of themselves, right? And the reason why that the perceived likelihood of achievement was so high, because they've been watching you for a while on YouTube. They trusted you a lot. People are going to buy from you. I mean, if they trust you, right? Otherwise, it's impossible to make them buy your offer. So they liked you because they saw your growth. You were just being honest with them. You were documenting your journey. Actually, this is the best way to make it happen. They saw your journey, you kept it real with you, and they trusted you because they've been watching you for years, right? So there is a rule which we call 7 hours of content, and if people watch you 7 hours, it is much more easier to get their trust. So you are going to know them, you are going to like them, or you are going to trust them if you resonate with them. Because if you didn't like them, you're not going to buy their offer. And then we also leverage psychology, right? So we had a couple different psychology principles running off scarcity and urgency. We've run around those principles. So first of all, we gave them no access to actually join for a couple of weeks before our launch. And that's what I suggest you don't give them access for a week, and people are gonna freak out like, well, where it is, and they want to know much more about your offer, and they're gonna go your highlights to see your offers link and etc., or your launch links, right? So there's hundreds of story highlights to try to find the link, because we want what we can't have, right? So it's because of it's not achievable, they're gonna like it. That's why when clothing brands do drops, their clothings are sold out, right? Because of the power of scarcity. It's the only time you can get it. On top of that, we had spots, right? And this is also into urgency as well with the spots. With the help of spots, we're gonna create urgency. We're gonna make announcements like 5 spots left, 10 spots left, and urgency announcements like that. And these kind of urgency announcements goes with everything, whether you're running info for, whether you are in agency space, and whatever you are doing. So you gotta convince them why they should have one, right? And also we are promoting these offers on the stories, and you know, I might be shut down in next 2 weeks. I might be shut down after 2 days, and urgency announcements like that. Look how many people are joining when you are doing these announcements. You'll be shocked. So we also leverage social proof as well. I forget just with the fact of number of people, the amount of interest, right? The amount of interest. So we are using urgency, we are using scarcity, we are using social proof, and it's always just making people freak out, want to join, because whenever we hit these psychological strategies, they're like mental shortcuts, because people are always want to go with shortcuts, right? They don't want to suffer, and they don't want to choose the long path. They only want to go with shortcuts. So we did all this, and it made DM setter so tired, because he was busy with handling with DMs all the day. So we just use psychology strategies within these part of business. So how we did the actual funnel? So it's simple. People are writing the keywords, and they are getting VSL, the VSL on the Google Doc. And with this VSL, you're gonna break limiting beliefs, install new ones, hit pain points, and explain offer. And then they'll say I mean. You're gonna say we only have 5 stars left, why you should buy this. Why your question will be positioned in their head. So when they are join chatting, you got a security bag, right? But what if they don't, with using some kind of excuses like no money, or maybe they're gonna ghost you, right? If they say no money, you are gonna direct them to your low ticket price program, which is $49 a month. So if they ghost you, you're gonna choose to go with follow-ups, all right? So you're not gonna let them go until they are popping fall, or until they buy at least your low ticket price program. They're gonna buy at least your low ticket price program. Okay, so in that way they're gonna have feeling about they're having a conversation with the creator himself or herself, and it's gonna gain much more trust in between the creator and his ideal client. So that is essentially how you can make over $50,000 just by sending some Instagram DMs. I'll see you guys on the next one. I wish you best. Have a nice day. Bye bye.